Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Andrea and this is where I share everything that I've learned about selling on Etsy. I have been an Etsy seller for over 7 years. It is my full-time job, and so this channel is just a really great way to share all the things I'm learning and all the things I've tried. So today we are going to be talking about how to grow your Etsy shop without social media. One of the biggest reasons why I love Etsy so much is that you can grow a profitable business on Etsy and honestly never even touch social media. We get most of our sales from Etsy, like 90% of them. Hardly any of them come from our social media channels, and so you do not need a large audience to start making money on Etsy, and that is one of the reasons why I love it so much. So that is what I want to dive into today. First things first, I want to talk about why this is even possible. Why is it possible to grow a business on Etsy without social media, whereas I would say it's not possible on Shopify? Well, maybe it is with the Google keywords, but much harder. Why is it that, what about Etsy specifically makes it so much easier than other platforms to grow without having a large audience? And the reason is definitely that Etsy is a marketplace. It is first and foremost, it's a marketplace. It's where people know they can go to get handmade goods, unique handmade things from small businesses. Etsy has curated a platform that is definitely a marketplace for those types of things. And so because of that, you don't need to be sending buyers to your site like you would to your Shopify site from Instagram or Facebook or whatever. Etsy is already bringing in those buyers and they are already coming to that platform. So all you have to do is master your Etsy SEO and get really good at Etsy and to get sales. Like, you don't necessarily need to be bringing in the traffic yourself, because Etsy already does a really good job at bringing in that traffic with the marketplace that they have curated. So when we talk about getting sales from Etsy without using social media, what we end up talking about, and what we end up talking about a lot on this channel, is Etsy best practices. How do you get your listings, your products, in front of as many eyes as possible on Etsy specifically? Not on Instagram, not on Facebook, not on Google, on Etsy. So in that case, you're attracting the buyers that are already on Etsy to your listing specifically. So in this video, we are going to cover 4 of those best practices. The first one is good photos. You definitely need compelling, good photos for your Etsy shop if you want to rank and if you want to make sales on Etsy. When someone searches on Etsy, which I don't want you to assume that someone's going to go to your shop to purchase your things. Assume that they are going to find your listings through the search function on Etsy. It is definitely a marketplace where people go search for stuff, and so you want your listings popping up in Etsy search. When people go to Etsy search, one of the first things they see like 4 things. That's price, I think they see average review, whether it ships for free, and a photo. And the photo is definitely the biggest part of what they see. Like, that's like, you know, the price and everything, that's just little pieces of text. The photo is like a full thumbnail. So you definitely need your photos to be compelling. You want your people to click on those photos and then ultimately land on your listing because of that. And so because of all of those reasons, photos are really important on Etsy, and you definitely want to be making sure that you have good and compelling listing photos if you want to grow your Etsy shop without social media. The next thing you are definitely going to need in order to get sales to your shop without using social media is relevant keywords in your titles and tags. If you have hung out around this channel at all, you know that keywords are a huge deal. They're a huge deal for my shop. They're a huge deal for any Etsy seller, because they are how your listing gets found in that Etsy search function. It's how Etsy knows what your listing is. I don't believe Etsy has the AI yet in order to see what's in your photos. Maybe they do. You can correct me on that in the comments. I could be wrong, but they definitely get most of their research from your keywords. And so you want to make sure that your keywords and your title and your tags specifically are accurate and really strong. We talk about that a ton on this channel because a few years ago redid my keywords, and that year I literally doubled my revenue, doubled my orders in 1 year, and I credit it mostly to my keywords, which is a huge deal. So you guys can understand the importance of them, and it's very important if you're trying to grow without social media. Definitely you're wanting to put accurate, strong keywords in your title and your tags. And the way that you do that is we use Etsy search function to kind of see like predictive text, what's popping up, and also thinking like a buyer. There's no getting around this next one, even though I know people want to try. You definitely have to have competitive pricing in order to get sales on your Etsy shop. This is relevant whether you're bringing buyers in from social media or not, honestly, but definitely relevant if all you are to them is another option. Like, okay, so let me explain this. If you're bringing someone from social media, there's a good chance that they have a good relationship with you. They might choose to buy from you even if you're more expensive. If someone's just searching on Etsy, they have no personal connection to you, no reason to not go to the next guy. They're a small business too, like all of those things. And so you definitely need to make sure that your pricing is competitive if you were trying to get sales on Etsy without social media. I definitely recommend competitive pricing. The way that you do this is not by calculating your expenses. I feel like that's a very common misconception, is that you calculate your expenses, add on what you want to make, and then that's your price. You need to make sure that your pricing is competitive with other people in the market. So because of that, you need to do some market research, see what is selling, like what your item is typically selling for, and cater your price towards that average so that you have a competitive price on Etsy. Again, that is one of the 3-4 things, and I can't remember, I have to look that up. One of the 3-4 things that pops up whenever someone searches on Etsy is the price, and it's definitely impacted. Of course, people are impacted by the price, so you need to make sure that yours is competitive. The fourth thing we're talking about is a pretty broad topic. I'm just naming it fulfillment. So we're gonna just dive into that. So basically what I mean by fulfillment, if you are trying to get sales from Etsy and not through social media, is that you are shipping your orders on time and that you are shipping only really, really good products. Obviously that's important no matter where your sales are coming from, but it's really, really important because Etsy factors in heavily whether or not you ship your products on time typically, and your average review into their search rankings. And so you will not see good search rankings if you're constantly sending orders late, or if you're constantly sending out orders and then you're getting a bad review. You will, on the inverse side, see a huge boost in search if you're sending out your orders on time and if your orders are constantly getting good reviews. So that is extremely, extremely important, that you are fulfilling your orders. I don't really know what else to say, like as far as the category, but that you are fulfilling your orders to the best of your possible ability. Of course, there are more things you can do for your Etsy shop. There's SEO hacks out the wazoo. There's all sorts of things, and I know there's more questions, but I do think that those are the 4 most important things that you can be doing if you are trying to grow your shop without social media. My shop has over 16,000 sales, and we are almost completely not social media. And so those are the things that I think, the 4 biggest things that I think have contributed to us being able to build a shop without social media. And those are things that are still really, really important to us today. This is not just in the growing phase, even though of course, obviously I'm always trying to grow my business. Most people are, but even once you are considered grown or like a bigger top 1%, whatever word you want to use, seller, those things are very, very important even still. Those are very fundamental, and especially fundamental, in my opinion, if you are trying to grow an Etsy business without social media. That being said, if you're an Etsy seller and you are trying to grow your shop, I would really love it if you hung out around here. I have a free download called the Etsy Shop Scorecard. It's great for people who are starting out and veterans, just to make sure that all your T's are crossed and your I's are dotted on your shop. You can download that in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys decide to hang out with me here.